Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Newspaper-Zombie-XFL-Converter to turn Newspaper-Zombies-XFLs into PAM-ready projects. If you've never tried to use his assets directly in-game, you already know they look great, but they're not plug-and-play. There's a lot of tedious cleanup and renaming you normally have to do by hand. This converter automates most of that boring work so you can focus on actually getting your zombies working in-game instead of fighting animate. In this video, I'll walk you through what the converter does, what you need to install, how to prep an XFL from Newspaper-Zombies drive, how to run the converter step by step, how to finish the process and animate and send. In this first section, I will show you the requirements of what this tool does. Before we start though, there are a few things you absolutely need. 1. Working knowledge of how PAM files work. On the video, I will splash up an image of how Shero explains PAMs. This is a very great explanation, and I really suggest you pause the video if you do not know how PAMs exactly work. Next, a fully obtainable copy of Adobe Animate. I will not elaborate further, but please obtain it legally. Next, you will need Sen, which I will put a download link in the description. But if you're already not modding with this tool already, what are you doing? This tool is absolutely great at being a tool. Please download it. It will save you a lot of time. If you are not familiar with PAMs yet, I recommend learning the basics first. Then please come back to this video. Now, here's what the converter actually does, which I will pull up right here, right now. First of all, it will move all the keyframes from the main document timeline into a symbol called main sprite. Next, it splits up any layers that use multiple different symbols so they're clean and consistent. Next, it organizes the library into 3 folders: image, sprite, and media, which is very important for send to pack your PAM. Next, it fixes symbol names to match the format you expect in PAM projects. Basically, in shorter terms, it reshapes Newspaper-Zombies XFLs into something Sen can convert to without crying. In the next section, I would like to show you how to get your XFL ready, which I have downloaded here. But in the description, I will post a link to where you can find many zombies for which you would like to use. But for this tutorial, I will be using his sprite for Quick Draw Conman. Now, before you run the converter exe, we're going to start preparing this XFL you downloaded from the drive. Here's the unusual process. First, we'll need to open up the PAM. For this, I'm only just going to be doing the zombie. Okay. That error was basically just saying that I do not have the right version of Adobe Animate for it, but if we completely zoom out, we see a sprite completely right here, fully functional, and I will bring my timeline to the second window. Amazing. Next, we will go ahead and run the script. Go to commands, we are going to go to run command, and then next, we are going to find the path that you have put your script in. So for example, I will be copying my path right here, run vector to bitmap. Amazing. Now, we have everything from symbols converted to bitmaps. All right. After we use the script, we are simply going to find any bitmaps that may not be used. Wow, that's surprising. It seems that we don't have any unused bitmaps here. But if you do, you can simply search by the use count, and if it has 0, get it out of here. Press that delete key like there's no tomorrow. Next, we're going to look for any bitmaps that end in PNG. So, luckily for us, we do not have that problem. But as an example, I will simply rename this one to .png. Oh no, we have .png in our name. Let's get rid of it just like that. Boom. Next, we're also going to see if we find any duplicates, but this is mostly automated like this, and this, and this. But this converter isn't always exact. We always need to double check. Next, we're going to fix some bad keyframes that we need to deal with that have multiple symbols of the same name, which you can either do manually or you can do either Stuff26’s PVZ2 helper tool, which is very helpful and convenient. We're simply going to save this. Yes, we will going to be saving it and convert it to the format that you have your Adobe Animate in. Go ahead and close it out. And then from here, we are going to find that zombie. And then we're going to find the function that has split multi-layers. Select 4. Perfect. And then we're going to slide our XFL right into here. And there you go. We have now successfully separated everything, to which this has basically made everything great. Next, we're also going to double check with our converter. We're going to check for any errors and slide that puppy in. Layer 1 has found an error. Let's go find that out. Multiple layers are bitmaps. It seems we found the issue. We're simply going to make these new layers and then copy them right there. Outstanding. We will go ahead and save this and then run it again. And just like that, we have successfully fixed this error. All right. Next, after we have fixed every error, it's time to run the converter. Go ahead and simply open this converter up. We are going to enter a prefix of the XFL we would like to use. For this example, I am going to simply use the one found in every PNG. So zombie _ pirate _ forearmed. Next, we are going to hit enter. Next, we are going to slide in the XFL we would like to use. We now have a new PAM that has been created by the converter that has already been ready to be packed by Sen. But first, to actually make it work and function in-game instead of just being packed, let's go fix some more issues. Awesome! Now we have a fully fledged timeline with a simple main sprite symbol. But this is the problem. We need to manually convert all of this and put it on every single symbol that needs a label. So for this, I'm going to make a new folder. We're going to title it label. Awesome. We're going to drag our main sprite inside of here. Jolly. Now, let's go and figure this out. I'll do the idle animation, for example. We're going to simply go over here, drag it to the end until we see this command that says stop. This basically tells the animation, hey, you need to stop on this, and then it goes back to the start, repeating the whole process. But inside of the main symbol, it does not exactly stop there. Instead, it stops at this part, to which then it moves on to every other walking sprite, eating and attacking. This is simply something we do not want. We're going to go ahead and fix this. So, on here, I'm going to create a new bitmap. Simply separate it that way. And then on here, I'm going to duplicate my main sprite. We are going to title this idle. Amazing. Now, we can see on our main sprite, we see that our current frame is 63. Let's fix that on this idle. Awesome. Now that you have made it to frame 63, we are going to simply delete every bitmap from 63 forward. Splendid! Now, as you can see, we fully have an idle that can loop back to the start. Our next step would be to remove any empty layers, as Sen will point this out as an error, and we need to remove all of them right now. Easiest way to do that is find a whole section of them, select the top, hold shift, and click the other one. Now, we can simply delete all these empty layers, and repeat the process with all these other ones. Amazing. We have no more empty layers. Now, last thing we need to do is that we just swap the symbol to make sure it goes to the right idle we made. Easiest way to do this is right click on our main symbol, swap it with our idle. Awesome. Now, let's repeat this with the other ones. Alright, after a very quick montage, we are finally done formatting this PAM. All of the labels have been separated, they have easily been put into their respective spots, and the animation now plays perfectly on a main PAM with fully flexible symbols, bitmaps, and labels. Now, last thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and save this animation. Next, we're going to have to lock it and then convert it to a PAM. But before I do that, we're going to close this out and check for some more errors just in case. If you have no errors, you're going to go ahead and be free to pack. Alright, we have no errors in this XFL. Now, we are going to pull up Send, drag it on its launcher, and then we're going to choose option 11, and then we're going to set to true, and there you go. You have completely formatted this to PAM. Now the next step would be to remove these PAM and XFL prefixes, so we're just going to go ahead and do this right here. Alrighty. Next, we're going to go back and format the data JSON, which can be found all the way back into the package group folder. So, as you can see, I have my Visual Studio Code popped up on the right. We're just going to go ahead and quickly make this ID and to where we can easily route it to our PAM path. Just make sure all the paths are correct. Images, full zombie, pirate four-armed, perfect. Next, I'm gonna name the ID something similar. So we're gonna do zombie pirate underscore four armed. Perfect. We have both resolutions set to here. Format is 147, compression is 3. I think we're good to pack this SEG. But before I do that, actually, I also want to rename this to not be template group, rather conman group. So we're going to do that as well. Conman. Let's do pirate conman group. That sounds more interesting. And it keeps stuff more organized for me personally. All right. Boom, copy this. We're going to close that. We're going to rename it to exactly what this is. Boom. All right. We're going to go back to send. Oh, sorry about that. We're going to drag this in here. We're going to press 2 here. And then we just wait for it to pack. Perfect. And you have your SCG right here. Next, I'm going to simply slide it into our PVZ OBB folder. And once you have that open, we're just going to go ahead and go inside the bundle folder. We're going to go inside packet. Next, we are going to slide this in here. We're going to go into data JSON. And next, you don't have to make this in alphabetical order, but I always like to just in case, you know? It makes myself more organized that way, and I advise everyone else should do the same. So, pirate captain group. All right, we're gonna slide that in there, quote it, boom, close it out, and boom, your SCG is now in the game. Next, the last and final step we're gonna do is that we're just gonna go into zombie types as an example. Let's just copy the tutorial code. We're gonna go to captain, keep it more organized, so captain. Again, you can really put this anywhere, but it really helps out if you keep it organized. So we're just gonna rename this to Pirates Conman. Make sure the type name is the same. I will not be going over code in this video, but to just more so how this zombie will be working in game. However, if you are more interested in the coding side of things, I will be uploading this zombie to Sparks later today after I upload this video, to which the Discord link will be in the description. Next, we're going to simply grab our res group so we can import it from right here. Oh, wait, why do I have a repeat? Weird. Right there. And we are simply going to find our PAM path again, which is going to be found in here. Awesome. Now that we have that in, we're just going to go ahead and build our mod and see how it looks in game. And that's it. That's how you use Newspaper-Zombie’s XFL-Converter from start to finish. Just as a quick recap, we were able to prep our XFL, convert vectors to bitmaps, clean up bitmaps, fix bad keyframes, run the converter exe, and open and save a new XFL file in Adobe Animate, along with being able to pack it into Send and get it in our game, to which you could see him in action on screen right here, right now. If you found this helpful, feel free to leave a like, drop any questions in the comments, and subscribe if you want more PvZ2 modding tutorials like this.